So, hey again, it's me, Sakai, and yeah, I'm going over the agility testing stuff right now. I'm just gonna walk through the tasks and give my thoughts on exactly what I'm gonna do to get in preparation for some of them. Actually, I'll just okay. So, for the inside wireman, which is the 5-year thing, first task: candidate will use a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver to remove 6 screws, 2 nuts, 2 washers that are in the bus bar and replace them as quickly as they can. The candidate will complete this task 1 time. You are allowed 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay. So this is, like I said in one of my earlier posts, they want to make sure you know how to use tools. Like if you've done work on things, you should be able to do this sort of thing. Still, I will need to make a regimen just to make sure that I can do this stuff as fast as they need it to be done and as effectively. And although I'm not familiar with what a bus bar is, so that's going into my Google thing, and I'm going to look that up and see exactly what that is. See if I can't get a hold of one. All right. The candidate will place the wire nut onto the ends of the wire pigtails and twist the wire nut until tight. The candidate will complete this task 1 time. Time allowed, 1 minute. So this is one I wouldn't actually have experience with, except I worked with a group called New Commandment Ministries, and Larry, one of the guys in my team, showed me how to use these things. We were replacing multiple light fixtures, I think. That was the same day I learned how to replace what are those things called? It's the long lights, not the little tiny bulb ones, but the long ones. I am hating myself right now because I should remember what that is called. Anyway, yeah, so those things are interesting to use. And again, this is more of you need to know how to do it, and you need to do it well. So this is more a question of knowledge. Although, again, it's something where I'll need to get a hold of the proper tools so that I can just practice doing that. And then, task number 3. The candidate will lift each spool, a total of 4, one at a time, off a wire cart and load onto a pallet. The candidate will then replace these spools back onto the wire cart in their original positions. Each spool weighs 65 pounds and is lifted between 10 inches and 30 inches. The candidate will complete this 1 time. Time allowed, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So, it's a combination strength and memory test, which is interesting. I am actually curious about what these spools are. Most likely these are spools of wiring, which would make sense if you're going into wire whatever sort of thing that you're going to be wiring. You're going to be taking wires with you, so you will likely be doing this whole thing of bringing a pallet of this stuff. Okay, get the stuff off of there, do my thing. Alright, gotta put it back. Although, what is it, 65 pounds? Okay. I'll have to make sure that I actually have something that weighs that much, just so I get a feeling for what that is, get a feeling for how heavy that is. I have been doing some upper body strength training as of recent, so once I'm out of the cold area, I will be doing a bit more intensive stuff there. The candidate will use a manual cable cutter to cut a piece of 4/0 copper wire. And let's see, the candidate may use any body part to assist with the task, i.e. their shoulder, their leg. This requires a push force of 55 pounds. The candidate will complete this task 1 time. You have 30 seconds. Okay. So 4 over 0, immediately it highlights a lack of knowledge I have here. I am not sure what kind of wiring that is. And that's another thing that's going to be going into my Google search. However, this does appear to be another strength test. And from the looks of it, this is a very, very thick wire. If not a thick wire, a very dense one. And so a push force of 55 pounds. And we'll have to figure out exactly if I can get a hold of something like this. And then, because I've already got wire clippers here. Thankfully, both two of my roomies are related to handymen. So we just happen to have a bunch of handyman tools just lying around. But yeah, so that's one I will have to look at as well. And then task number 5, the candidate will pull downwards on a rope at shoulder level with a force gauge attached as hard as possible, reaching a minimum of 100 pounds of force. The candidate will complete this task 1 time. You are allowed 15 seconds. Again, another strength test, and in this case it's just whoosh, whoosh. Grab a thing and pull with all your might. So definitely going to need to do the definitely gonna, as they say, lift, bro. I'm going to have to lift, or in this case, pull. And then we got number 7. The candidate will stand 15 inches to the left side of a sled loaded with 60 pounds. The candidate will pull the rope hand over hand to the left until the sled is 1 inch from the candidate. This is repeated on the right side. The candidate will complete this task 1 time each way. So this is combination endurance and strength, because you have to do this in time, so you can't just be struggling. And it's 60 pounds. So again, it doesn't seem like much to me at the moment. But I have to actually do it to get an idea of that. So getting a sled that I can load with 60 pounds might be a little more difficult, but I know people. I can get things. Let's see. Then we have the number 8. The candidate will start with being interrupted. Hold that thought. It was an 800 number. Automations. Autocallers. They are my bane. Anyway, here. The candidate will start with a 24-inch fiberglass extension lying on the ground. The ladder will be stood up and extended to the height marked on the wall. The candidate will then climb the ladder and touch the X marked on the wall with the palm of the right hand first, and then the left hand. The candidate will then climb down the ladder, lower the ladder, and return it to its starting position. The candidate will complete this task 1 time. Allowed 4 minutes. So there's a couple of things going on here. So it's in part agility and dexterity, but it is also, do you know how to use a ladder? Can you put one up, and can you do it safely? And they give you a decent amount of time to do that one. Then we have number 9, which is the candidate will climb on top the first step of the ladder. The candidate will then lift a light fixture weighing 32 pounds and hold it above their head for 10 seconds. The candidate will then return the light fixture to its original position. The candidate will then step down from the ladder. The candidate will complete this task 1 time. And you're allowed 1 minute and 30 seconds. Another strength test, but also it's checking your balance as well, because you're standing on the first rung of a ladder. And so that is actually a key point. And then we finally have number 10. The candidate will pick up and position the midpoint of a bundle of conduit weighing 62 pounds onto their shoulder. The candidate will walk up 2 flights of stairs. They will then turn around and walk back down the stairs and return the conduit to the original position. The candidate will complete this task 1 time, 3 minutes. So again, this one's closer to an endurance test. I mean, you still have the strength thing of lift it up, put it on your shoulder. But again, this is all working off of the idea that these are things that you will likely have to do on a regular basis as a inside wireman. So anyway, this is the first set of all of the things, and so I'll need to go about the work of getting a hold of the things needed to practice this. And then the bottom part here is there is a qualifying lift of 78 pounds required in order to be allowed to take this test. This lift is done by lifting a box straight up from the floor, keeping the back straight, and lifting with the legs. So yeah. Now, I was lifting things upwards of 101 pounds while I was at FedEx, so I should be fine there. But that said, I still should practice, just to be sure. Well, that's it for today. This is doubly longer than normal, but that's because this was a very involved thing. So I will give you guys a sign off, I suppose, signing off, blah, 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 and bye for now.